on the traditional market, so let's take a look on what happened. Hello Adrian, and welcome back once again to another episode of the Dang Oracle. It is a beautiful Saturday. I hope you are all enjoying your weekend. And yeah, we got actually quite some interesting stuff to be discussing about on the good old Bitcoin, and a little bit also of the traditional markets, because, well, yesterday where we were leaving off, we were waiting basically for the weekly close, right, on the traditional markets, and of course on the CME chart as well. We'll be going more in depth into all of that after saying hello to the hardcore crew. First of all, hi Lex, hi Jerson, hi Cedric, hi Monkol, hi Matthias, hi Henry. Yes, welcome once again to another episode on this beautiful Saturday evening. I don't know what you guys are usually doing on a Saturday evening, but yeah, this is my life. Watching charts. That's basically what I'm doing on a Saturday evening, and on a Sunday evening, and on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Hi Darren, hi Gita. So while that some of the hardcore crew is coming in, let's take a look at the COVID numbers to see if something has been updated or something new, right? So the US, we are at very close to 2.5 million right now. Brazil going up really fast. 1.3 million. Russia over 600,000. India nearing the 500k. Hi Aldrich. Let's take a look on how it looks on the charts. Oh, let me refresh it so we get hi Zach. And we are at confirmed cases at 9,764,000 people, so very near to our 10 million marker right now. US not good, Brazil not good, Russia not good, India not good, Peru not good, Chile not good. So basically yeah, not good. Hi Zaldi, welcome as well. So where do we start off? Well, first of all, let's start off with the traditional market, right? Second wave in Switzerland. Oh, that's not good. I thought the European countries were doing better right now. Sad to hear that, Matthias. I hope everybody is wearing their mask, because I saw this hilarious video from people in Florida who were protesting their right to not having to wear a mask. It was like they felt it was their right to not having a mask. Well, the numbers, well, they started a new lockdown sort of thing in China, yes, but, well, we really don't know, right? Like China, they have this internet wall, they have the Chinese wall and the internet wall, basically, so we can't really know for 100% sure what is going on there. But I did hear from some of my friends over there that they are doing measures, lockdown measures once again. So that's the latest what I'm hearing from over there. Let's go into the traditional markets first, because that was really interesting, right? So yesterday we were at I think 10,100 or something like that, and I was like, well, I see so much bearishness on the Bitcoin chart, but not really on the traditional market or on Nasdaq or S&P and something like that, until today. And then what happened is, as we can see, a huge giant red candle, and like I told you guys yesterday, I wanted to see if we would be closing below the EMA 21 on the daily, yes or no. And as you can see, we bounced off. We did not close below it, but yeah, I was like, wow, it's such a far distance. It's so far away, between 10,100 and 9,850, which is where the EMA 21 was yesterday. I was like, well, this looks very far away, and it looks so bullish. So how come, but yeah, as you can see, pulled all the way back towards the EMA 21. We got a little small bounce for the daily, and then this is basically what I wanted to show you guys. That this is the candle that is forming right now, or formed right now on the weekly chart of Nasdaq. And as you know, Nasdaq has been the leading basically the leading chart for everything else in the whole world in terms of like trading. So what does this mean? Well, this is what we call a gravestone gravestone doji candle. And if you want to see the cheat sheet, let's go to the cheat sheet. No, that's not the cheat sheet. This is the cheat sheet. So it's not a shooting star. It is even worse. It is a gravestone doji, where the body is basically, you know, that you cannot see the body. And as you can see right here, we can basically not see the body. And what does that mean? Not good. So this is a very typical, very strong reversal pattern, as you know. So yeah. This kind of, well, we'll follow up on that later on, but this kind of confirms my bearish bias that we are most likely going towards the 7.5K, something that we've been talking about. Of course, it's not going to go immediately to 7. Well, who knows? Who knows? It can be a one giant red candle. Who knows with Bitcoin? We've seen crazier things than that before, right? But this shows that most likely we will have a reversal in the pattern on Nasdaq, meaning most likely we will have a reversal on basically on the rest of the on basically everything. So this candle is very atrocious on the weekly. So like I said, my bearish bias is only getting stronger and more confirmed by seeing things like this, of course, right? So I was always saying like, well, the traditional markets are really good, doing really well, not showing like, you know, any weakness or something like that. So how come Bitcoin is I mean, that gave me a bullish bias, that I was thinking like, okay, Bitcoin is most likely going to be going up rather than down. But right now, okay, after seeing this, of course, on the Nasdaq chart with this weekly candle close, yeah, most likely the bearish bias is the correct one to be going with, right? But to be clear, since we still on the daily still bounced off the EMA 21, I do expect us to have a small bounce back to, you know, like near the previous candle, like near the 10K, most likely on Monday. So I don't think that we'll be immediately be crashing. We will most likely be seeing some sort of like divergence on the bottom here towards the top near the 10,000, and most likely from there build our path towards the downside with that weekly candle reversal. But I don't think that next week is going to be a good week for basically anything in the world, to be honest. So yeah, and that is not good, of course. Let's take a look on the S&P, and the S&P did basically the same thing. It crashed below the EMA 21 on the daily. And as you can see, bounced off the EMA 55, which is very near where my green box or my EMA 2200 is. And I do believe that we will be heading downwards toward that area as well. But very similar rationale as with the Nasdaq chart. We did bounce off an important moving average, so I do expect us to go back up, maybe to around this level here, around 3040, 3050. A small bounce towards there, but then most likely going back down. And I'm actually aiming lower than this green box now, although I do believe that we will have a bounce at on that area. But I do believe that we'll most likely go back down, let's say around 2860 ish area, most likely. So I'll make a green box on that area there. One of the reasons why I believe that we will most likely be going towards this area here is because we have actually a gap on that area that we have formed before, that we can see on the SPY chart. Let me open up the SPY chart so we can see that gap. So taking a look at the SPY chart, you can clearly see here. 1 second, let me put a box here between 8286. We got a little gap here. Oh, wait. Let me remove this VWAP for a little while first so you can see the gap, right? So this is the gap that I'm talking about. Here. There. So there's a gap here, beautiful gap here between, what is it? 286 to 291, right? So 2,860 to 2,910 basically on on the S&P chart, right? So there's a beautiful gap here on that area. So I do think that most likely in the next week we will be breaking that and going down towards there. So that's the reason why I'm actually aiming that that area, this green box, rather than this green box. Well, that green box is most likely going to have a bounce either way because of the EMA, right? The EMA 200 is quite a substantial amounts of support here, as you can see. But I think that over the next couple of weeks we'll be going down towards that 2,860 area and closing that gap there. So I'm actually aiming for that area on my short on the S&P. But yeah, I think that gap is going to be forming, and do we go lower from there? We will have to be seeing, but what the Bitcoin chart is showing is obviously not very good and not very healthy. So we got our first major indication that next week is not going to be going well. So the first thing, of course, is the traditional markets, and as we can see right now on the higher time frame, the weekly candle, the daily candle, not a good weekly close, not a good daily close as well. So what does this mean? Most likely, yeah, we will have that that pullback over in the next week as well on Bitcoin. So let's take a look on the CME chart, if we can see something similar like that as well. So where's our CME chart? So our CME chart, we closed our at 9,220. As you can see right here, we did close below the 10 simple moving average. The 10 simple moving average was at 9,230, so 10 points below it. And of course, the most important thing is, so we had this doji candle that we formed, and we've always said if we break below that doji candle, that gives us the bias towards the downside. If we break above that doji candle, that gives us the bias towards the upper side. But as you can see right now, the body of this candle basically closed towards nearer towards the downside than the upside. So most likely continuation, like I said, towards the downside. Doesn't mean that we immediately will go going down immediately. It did bounce off the EMA 55, very similar on the spot price. Hi Elena, very similar on the spot price chart as well. So I do believe that we will have on Monday, when we open, maybe a little bounce up back towards the 9.3, 9.4k ish area before we get dumped down. So a little push back toward the upside, and then most likely towards the downside. Other than that, let's take a look on the weekly. So the weekly, this is on the weekly spot price, and as we can see, something that I've talked about, this is looking really, really bad with the cross towards the downside on the Stokes. We are very near this cross between the RSI and the EMA right now on the weekly. Of course, the weekly candle has not closed yet on our spot price chart, because Bitcoin trades 24/7 for our new retail folk. We can trade Bitcoin also in the weekend. Not that I advise you to do that, but yeah, that's basically, we can still trade right now if we want to 24/7. But yeah, I do believe that just looking at the 3-day, let's go down the 3-day. So the 3-day is it hasn't closed yet, so, but it's just barely holding the EMA 21 right now, right? And very similar, the Stokes are curling down pretty heavily. But yeah, the 2-day chart was the one that closed this morning, and like I said, very important to see if we keep our price below the EMA 21 or not. And as you can see right now, we did close. So we closed here, and then we opened and closed once again below the EMA 21 one more time. So that means that this 10 simple moving average, or this red line here, well, light red line, is starting to be curling towards the downside. And when this red line crosses over this EMA 21 line, that's when we basically will be seeing a larger move towards the downside. And when is that potentially going to be happening? In 2 days. In 2 days. And what is in 2 days? You've guessed it. It is Monday, the opening of the new week. The new week. So yeah, I kind of expect next week, and most likely in the beginning of the week, actually, to be seeing a strong break towards the downside. To be honest. That's still what I'm expecting. But stranger things have happened. You know, you can't really put 100%. It's always probabilities. It's always probabilities. The probability is just more towards the downside than the upside right now at this moment in time. As well, for the Stokes, we can see curling down, and the RSI is of course below the EMA as well. And when is it going to be crossing up at above 9,469? So those are the higher time frames, and as you can see, the higher time frames are not showing that great, right? Not showing that great. In terms of on the daily, oh yeah, the daily as well. Like I said, we were wanting to see if the daily closes up below the EMA 55, yes or no. And as you can see, it's this morning it closed below the EMA 55. So for me, that kind of is the nail in the coffin sort of speech, sort of for me. Very high probability that we are going towards the downside rather than the upside. Doesn't mean that we still cannot have a small bounce to the upside, and that is basically what we are talking about right now. So this is what I've drawn yesterday on the short-term chart. We also have a confirmation right now from the death cross, which is here, the green that is crossing over into our 200. So that's basically the death cross. And let's do a little bit of death cross back testing to see how valid that death cross is, right? So let's remove the other lines so we have a better picture. So whenever this the EMA 55 crosses over the EMA 200, that's what I call, for me, a death cross, because I put way more value on EMAs than on simple moving average, to be honest, except if you are mixing between the simple moving averages and the EMAs, and then I do put quite a lot of importance on it as well. But just the simple moving averages crosses, they're usually way too slow, so I prefer to use EMAs than SMAs. But it's you know, all of those things you should be back testing. You should not take my word for it, and just take a look at you know, at the pre and the history, right? So let's take a look on whenever we have a bullish cross or a bearish cross on this on these two lines, right? So when how much effort or how much importance are we talking about? So we have a okay, so we have a bullish cross here, as you can see here, and the price did go up before it crashed back down, but then we got a fake out, and then it went all the way up here. But although this looks maybe a little bit small, I think it's still quite substantial from this price to this price. It's not that much. It's about 4 to 5%, something like that. Yeah, 4.3%. But eventually, as you can see, once that this green line held, it went up substantially all the way up, and it kept on going, right? So that's basically the macro trend. When it crossed down here, we can see here that it went a substantial amount, well, not that substantial, let's see how much, a nice 7% towards the downside before it pumped back up as well. But anyways, the most important thing is the divergence between the two lines, right? The more distance there is between the two lines, the stronger the effect will be, right? So like right now, the cross is not that strong, as you can see. It's not that strong just yet. The divergence is not there just yet, so we're still waiting. But since that the HVP is calling for a very big move, I think that divergence will be coming very soon as well, right? So let's take a look back when we have a very beautiful dead cross here on this point, and as you can see, after that dead cross, the price did a small pump back towards the EMA, the green line, the EMA, even towards the EMA 200, and then it crossed all. It made basically that a dead jump, a bungee jump down, right? The bungee jump towards the downside. And I think this is the bullish one. Yeah, this is the bullish one. So we had a bull cross here from this point, and then we went up all the way up to until here. So a very substantial move here. And to be honest, with the HVP flashing for such a long time, something that has never happened before in my trading career, I do believe that we will most likely be seeing something like this, right? A huge move towards the upside, or in this case, the probabilities are just higher. A huge move similar like this, where we get a little push up and then a big dump towards the downside. So I would not be surprised on Monday, on the first couple of days, most likely Monday, that we do get a push towards the upside. It's not, it's not necessary that we retest these two lines, but as you can see right now, 9.3 or 9.350. I've drawn it yesterday as well. We could easily form a bear flag rather than this bear pennant that I have right now. I still believe that it's more a bear pennant because of the RSI line that I'm going to show you a little bit later on the 4-hour chart. But yeah, it's very possible as well that we form a pennant as well, a bear flag as well. Then it would look something like this. Like this, and then on Monday, for example, we can still push back up towards this top of thing and then crash back down like this. So would I be surprised that we go back up one more leg towards like 9.350 or something like that? No, it's still in the cards. It's still possible, but I still think because of people are, the bots, the algos, people are very aware of the patterns that are being formed right now, and I think the bearishness is starting to set into people, and I think it's rather than a bear flag, it's more likely that this is becoming a bear pennant. So with the bear pennant, we still can go up a little bit towards like 9,255 ish area, or maybe wick up a little bit, right? 9,280, something like that, and then curl back down or break down this bear pennant, and then if we are making a measured move, of course, from this bear flag or bear pennant, it would be the same here. So let's take a measured move here. This is the measured move, and so if we break down, let's say in 28, that's a Sunday, right? 28. No, let's say it on Monday. So we break down on Monday. This would be the measured move to the downside, and as you can see, it would be hitting this 8,000, this box here, the 8,600 level once again towards the downside, which is kind of what I'm expecting. But for now, I still think that, to be honest, I still think that we have still some momentum to go towards the upside or towards this top of this pennant, and if we break this pennant, and then we even have chance to go back up to, like, let's say 9.4k, something like that. If we really are are going to be pushing there, but I would not be surprised as well, because a lot of shorts, they want to be squeezing a lot of shorts as well. We could see like some chung, and then immediately down or something like that. It would not surprise me because it's a weekend, right? So like I said, very, very low volume, $200-300 moves, in a spike form could be easily be happening. The only thing that I'm really looking at is, of course, do we break this 8.9k, 8,893, yes or no? But to be honest, the volume is usually not there during the weekend, right? So as you know, I don't think it will happen during the weekend. I think it's more likely that it's going to be happening beginning of the week, because only then we will have enough volume to be spiking up. Trend, would it be a good strategy to move BTC into USDT? Yes. So there's two things you can do, right? You can either short. That's what I'm doing to make money, or you can move it into USDT and be safe and not lose any value on your Bitcoin. So yeah, those are the two moves that you can do. But like I said, but if you're moving into USDT and price goes up, of course, then you'll be losing out value as well, because you have to be rebuying at a higher price. But like I said, probability is just on the higher side. If Bitcoin dumps, could it be more violent than March 11? Like I said, the HVP has never been as low as that for such a long time. So yeah, it could easily. But it's a guessing game. Like I said, it's a guessing game. For a trader, I mean, for me, it's more important to see, okay, well, can I enter a position? I still think that we will have serious bounces though. Like, I don't think we will just go. It happened before. It happened before, right? If you are looking at some of these candles, you can see here, this is one giant candle in one day towards the upside. So kind of what I'm expecting, one giant candle, like maybe like towards 8K or 8.6K, and then make our way towards the downside. But yeah, it's kind of a guessing game. I'm just waiting for my swing position. I'm just waiting for this to break. So that will be my swing position, where I'm just gonna hold my short for a longer period. Meanwhile, in my day trading account, I'll just take profits along the way. So, for example, if this one breaks down and it hits, and I see there's, we're dipping, and my indicators are showing that we're really at the low end, very low RSI. Hearst oscillator is showing red dots on the bottom. Then I'll just take profits. I won't. I'll just take profits at 8.6 and then wait until it bounces back up. Then short it again. Then take profits on the next green box. Wait until the bounce again. Then take profits on the next box, and rinse, repeat until we see a reversal pattern. Right? That's basically what you want to see. But right now, there's definitely not a reversal pattern. I've been trying to look and find some type of divergence, but yeah, no divergences to be found. No bullish divergence to be found, even on the short term. So yeah, that just doesn't look good. And then here we can see that this RSI that it's some sort of like a descending triangle that is forming towards the downside. So, and it broke here, as you can see, on the 24th of June. So yeah, that's not very bullish as well. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, Constant. I hope so. But let's see. But yeah, I'm just trading on what I'm seeing on the technical aspect. In terms of day trading, like I said, I'll just take profits along the way. I'm not taking any risks or major risks or anything like that. For my swing position, I'll just let it run because for me, once we break and finally confirm this whole structure, I'm quite confident that we will be having a major breakdown towards I think at least, like I said, this is the measured move of that pattern, at least toward like a 7.5K, 7.6K, something like that, on that area. I don't really think that it will stop there, to be honest, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, it's kind of normal, Constant, that the people were, well, you can't really say the people were extremely bullish or the people are extremely bearish. We kind of live in a bubble, right? So we can't really say, or we can't really know when people are really bearish or really bullish. I was very bullish for the fact that we were breaking. It was looking to break this this channel towards the upside. That's the reason why I was bullish. But we got rejected once again, and now we are trending to be breaking this support line, something that we have been forming the past couple of months, and that is what makes me bearish. But if we are looking at the sentiment, I'll show you the sentiment. So this is the sentiment of basically the fear and the greed. Right now we are at 63, meaning that people are still very, 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 very bullish, to be honest. So as you can see right here on the, since that it was pretty, well, it was lower on the 20th of June. So it dipped down towards like 40 on the 22nd. So a week ago, people were actually a little bit scared, and now it's actually quite high in the greed. So to be honest, right now people are bullish and not bearish at all. If we are talking about the general sentiment, it's just me that I am. I am bearish right now. That's basically it. Yeah, but we'll see, right, Constant? I mean, we can only, time will tell. I'm just waiting for 8.9K to be breaking. If it does break, I'll be bearish. That's basically what I'm thinking. And to be honest, if we do break towards the downside, and I'm talking for a very long term, if we go and break below the 7.5k and stuff like that, it will actually really look really bad for Bitcoin, at least for this year. And I think I showed that yesterday as well. It's just purely on the RSI. You can see here. So instead of this becoming a bullish pattern or a breakout pattern, we would have a full channel towards the downside, and as you can see, we have quite a lot of space towards to go down, and it will take a long time, as you can see, a long time before we are possibly to be breaking up. And I don't see it breaking up. Actually, I don't see it breaking up before 2021. So for the rest of the year, it would mean that we would be most likely be ranging between I mean, let's say let's be more positive, between 5k and 8k or something like that, and between that range until the end of the year. And that wouldn't be fun as well. So that would not be fun as well. So yeah, but let's see. I mean, that's like I said, that's still a long time, or still you know, a lot of ifs and a lot of you know, too long and too far ahead before we can make any of those assumptions. For now, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for one thing to happen, and that's the 8.9k to be breaking. Other than that, I still expect us to be moving a little bit towards the upside first, or at least a little bit sideways during this weekend. Not much volume anyways. So I don't think we will be breaking down immediately, but with the traditional markets, with that kind of weekly close and everything, I do believe that next week is the week, and that we'll be going towards the downside. At least if we don't, if nothing crazy happens, right? Because technically we have not broken this channel just yet, right? So you can clearly see we have not broken the channel just yet. We are just grinding towards very low towards that channel, and that's what makes me scared. But it hasn't broken just yet, so it's still possible. The only problem is, like I said, if we're just looking at momentum indicators, if we were just looking at traditional markets right now, everything that is forming is not looking good. And well, we don't have to wait very long. Actually, we can, like I said, most likely next week, before the monthly close, we will see what happens, right? Because how many days is there left in the monthly close as well? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning we will immediately have a monthly close as well. So yeah. And the weekly close, I'm really interested to see if the weekly closes, I mean, how the weekly close is going to be closing. If it's closing below 9k, it's gonna be very bad as well if it closes below 9k. But yeah, that's a lot of speculations. For now, I still, yeah, I think during the weekend, I don't think we will be seeing that much of action. In the very short term, I still think that we will more probably to going back up towards the top of this pennant or triangle, or whatever you want to be calling it. Maybe if we are lucky, we can go back up 9350-ish, or retest this bearish death cross. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be happening very quickly. It's going to be a very slow move during the weekend. That's just how weekend usually is. Anyways, let's take a look on expected move charts, because we are over than the 12-hour candle just closed. Let's take a look. 12-hour candle closed, and expected move chart is saying the first standard deviation to the upside is 9,257, and the first standard deviation to the bottom side is 9,059. So it's angled a little bit towards the upside, a little bit. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much the ranges that I'm expecting, right? I don't expect the break towards the upside, which I would consider like around 9.5k. If we break that area, we have a chance to be going back up again. But it also doesn't break the downside, which is at 8,900, because it's at 9,059 right now. So it doesn't really break the structure. Let's take a look on our Stokes. Stokes are still angled towards the downside, as you can see. Let's take a look at our RSI. Oh yeah, HVP is flashing now also on the 12 hour on the 12 hour. Justin will not allow a big dump. I don't think Justin can control it. Good luck to him, and good luck to all the shit coins, to be honest. Anyways, on the daily, like I have said before, I've never had seen this period from since the 12th of June until now. That's 15 days now where the HVP is so low. I've never seen it before. This is really the first time. I'm really curious what the move is going to be. It's going to be it's gonna be some crazy shit. That's what I think it's gonna be. Anyways, on the Stokes, as you can see on the daily, is snaking like a little snake towards the downside. So yeah. And then on the RSI, of course, we have the similar pattern where we, oh fuck, come on, yes, can I, yes, thank you. We can see that we are in the bearish control zone right now, and it will take a cross up only when we break 9,310. So yeah, on the short term, as you can see, 4-hour Stokes are curling towards the upside still. So that's what I mean with most likely we will see some very slow move towards the upside, sideways movement, typical weekend action. Yes, consent, but 1 billion is not it's not that much, to be honest. For Tether. So we've been printing a lot more on Ethereum on Tether. So so yeah, crossing up above the EMA, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think we will this is the bearish control zone right now. I don't think we'll get out of the bearish control zone, and we'll most likely get rejected down once again. So yeah, short term, this is what I'm thinking. Bitcoin is making this move up slowly, very slowly toward, and during the weekend towards either this area or this area, if we are lucky, a little bit higher. That's the two areas that I really expect Bitcoin to be going, and then most likely towards the downside rather than the upside. But of course, I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times as well, and actually I would be happy if I would be wrong in this case. I would prefer to have a bull market rather than a bear market, of course, as a fan of Bitcoin. But like I said, I don't trade my opinion, I just trade technicals, and right now the technicals are just showing me that the probabilities are more towards the downside. But I'll be happy, and like a cheap hooker that I am, I'll be happy to be switching over to the bull side if like I said, if I see some confirmation, if we close candles above this green box here around 9,450, if we close some 4-hour candles above there, I'll be happy to be switching over towards the light side. The light side, not the dark side. But until then, I am bearish. That's what everything is showing basically to me. I updated my week of chart. So this is what I'm looking at. I think that most likely we'll be going down towards this side here, towards this 8.6k area, just as you can see here, between 8.6 and 8.7, around that area, below, maybe wick below, a little bit below, in the next coming weeks, which would means that this target would be hit, of course, this target here in this green box here, and then eventually bounce. You can see here the EMA 200 that is at 8,555, so that's basically what I'm aiming at. Some nice here, then maybe a move up here, and then something like this. But yeah, look away, moon boys, look away. Don't look at this. Look away, moon boys, look away. Anyways, yeah, crazier things have happened before, so you know, who knows. So who knows, something crazy could happen. Oh yeah, maybe I'll duplicate this one, and I'll show something really cool as well for the shitcoins lovers, the shitcoin lovers, moon boys. Please look away. But I'm gonna show something that is that is not good for them as well. 1 second, let the chart load the moving averages up. Now we've been talking about the depth cross, right? The EMA 55 and the EMA 200. Well, I will just take one shitcoin, maybe XRP. XRP is our favorite, right? XRP is our favorite. Let's take a look on Big Stamp. Where is my... it's not showing. Why? Let's see. Maybe 200 simple moving average. Can I see? Not enough data. Not enough data. Wait, let me see on another exchange. XRP, USD. Maybe on Kraken. Do we have? Strange. Not enough data. It's XRP. Binance, maybe on Binance. No, maybe on the 3-day. No. Interesting. Very strange. 1 second. That's very weird. Okay, I'll take TRX because you are talking about TRX. Let's say Bittrex. Let's take a look. Very interesting. It's not showing up. Why? Why is it not showing up, my EMA? Did I do it on... maybe I did it on the BTC pairing. 1 second. BTC. Bitfinex, doesn't matter. It's not showing up. How come? Last time I did it, it showed up. It's very weird. Was it on the monthly? Was it on the monthly? No. Weekly, 3-day. Maybe it's because it's 7 days. Wait, let me try to add 7 days. Days, then 7. Add. It's not showing up. 1 second. Let me just add it. Let me try to add it manually. Maybe it will show up. Moving average, exponential. Boop. Then let's change that into 200. That's very weird. So when I change it into 200, it doesn't show up anymore. 100. Does the 100 show up? Very strange. Anyways, I don't know why it's not showing up. I have no idea why it's not showing up. It's a very strange. Okay, I'll delete this one. Yeah, I have no idea why it's not showing up, but what I wanted to show is that basically there's a death cross upcoming for the shitcoins, basically on the weekly, not on the I'm not talking about the daily or the 3-day or the 2-day or the 4-hour. It's on the weekly that a death cross is coming. What? Wait, maybe I can do it on. Maybe it will show on Ethereum. Let me see if it shows on Ethereum, because we have more data on the Ethereum, right? So let's see if we have it. ETH USD. No, not enough data as well. I don't know where I found it, but yeah, sorry, can't show it. But yeah, just to say, just to be saying, it doesn't look, it just doesn't look good, right? If we are looking at this chart as well, this is the EMA 55, yeah, on XRP on the weekly. I think it says enough. 1 second, let me move back my moving averages. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. TRX. Let's look at TRX. Weekly, yeah. I'm still bounced off the EMA 21. That's a good thing. Very far away from EMA 55 though, but still bounced off. So still not that bad, I guess. 3-day. Yeah. Two-day is it closed below the EMA 21 on the 2-day, but right now it's above the EMA. But this is not good, right? When you see something like this, the 10 simple moving average making this kind of movement, that means that basically the momentum is shifting, and also, as you can see here, the simple moving average is almost crossing the EMA. It's just a slow grind toward the downside rather than the upside. Yeah, I think very, very, very similar to what Bitcoin is going to be doing, right? If Bitcoin is making a push, I expect this to be going back up maybe towards the EMA 21 again on the daily. So maybe at like 0.16, what you're saying, constant, somewhere there, 0.0162, somewhere around there, and then yeah, most likely a big dump towards the downside as well. Where does this yeah, most likely all the way down. The first dump, I would say, oh my god, ooh, this looks really, really pretty, really, really pretty. Yeah, maybe like 0.014 would be my first 0.04 or 1433 would be my first guess that we will be bouncing off from. So yeah, it's a quite this zone here is where I'm expecting. If Bitcoin goes to 8.6, then Tron is most likely be going there. Yes, MA 62 63. It's not over. It's not over, right? Okay, let's just be very, very clear. It's not over. It's just touching this this line a few too many times than I like to see. That's all I'm saying. If we break back up and out of this channel towards the upside, then we'll see. Yeah, I don't have to. Well, that's the good thing, right? MA 63. We'll basically find out next week, so not much to be waiting or thinking about. And if I'm wrong, I'll be losing my money. So if I'm right, then I'll be making money. That's the life of a trader, right? You put your money where you believe that what you're doing, right? So probabilities are just more towards the downside than the upside. And if everybody else is saying differently, there are some bullish things. One of the bullish things, like I'm saying, the hash ribbons have is starting to print a green circle right now, but yeah, you could do that, Trent. You could do that. You could definitely do that. But I mean, it's okay. Shorting Bitcoin is okay as well. The problem is usually the liquidity. You know, I can't put very large positions on shitcoins. There's just not enough liquidity. If I do like for example, I put a position of like 1 million or something like that, it takes for it it just crashes I mean, it's not crashes the system, but it's just, it doesn't fill my position, right? It takes forever to fill, while in Bitcoin you can easily do 10 million, 20 million. I mean, you know, there's liquidity. But yeah, so let's wrap it up for today. I think we've gone through over everything. I expect sort of like sideways, or maybe a little small push towards the upside during the weekend. I don't think it will break immediately now during the weekend. Right now it is actually still in it's starting to but the 4-hour candle is not over yet, so don't consider this broken just yet. We'll know if it's broken in the next 4 hours though, in the next 3 hours and 30 minutes though, sorry. But this is what I'm seeing right now, a bearish pennant, and I'm expecting the price to eventually be going towards the 8.6k. Does it happen this weekend? Most likely not. Do we still have a little pump towards the upside? Yes, I do believe that we still have a little pump towards the upside. If it doesn't happen during this weekend, it most likely will be happening when the traditional market is going to be opening on Monday, because to be honest, just looking at this, it is a bounce off the EMA 21, so maybe a small push towards the upside and then downside, and then Bitcoin is most likely going to be doing very similar pattern, right? So push up towards and then break down. But overall, once again, let me show it once again on the weekly. Look at this candle, guys. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. And that's the Nasdaq, you know, Nasdaq, the chart that has been going up like crazy and making all-time highs, all-time highs, all-time highs, all-time highs. It printed this weekly candle. We cannot ignore it. Yeah, it's just how it is. And when traditional markets are showing a reversal, I am very, very scared for Bitcoin. That was actually the only thing that was keeping, you know, everything. I was saying, wait, wow, 10,100. 9,800, the distance is so far, and in a bullish market on Nasdaq, how can it happen? And then it happened in one day. So traditional markets have been more volatile than Bitcoin, to be honest. People who are trading stock markets have been it has been a crazy ride. Really a crazy ride, crazier than Bitcoin. So when people are saying, well, Bitcoin is a super volatile thing, I don't, you know, it's not like that the past couple of months. We have been ranging into this pattern for a substantial amount of time, and we will have resolution most likely next week. And yeah, I'm still biased towards the downside rather than the upside, but Bitcoin can always prove me wrong. We'll be finding out. We'll be updating a little bit more tomorrow. Maybe something happens, something crazy happens on a Sunday. We'll be looking at some macro stuff that I'm preparing for something more long-term patterns or long-term expectations. But for now, my expectation is still exactly the same as yesterday or the couple of days before. I think we have sideways or a small push towards the upside. Maybe it doesn't have to, because a lot of people are seeing what I'm seeing on the traditional markets, and they'll be like, and that's the right mentality of the mindset, to be honest. So it's not sure that we will have this push towards the upside. If it does, then for me that's an extra opportunity, to be honest, to be shorting rather than to be longing. And then first stop around 8.6, next stop around 8.8k, and then most around 7.5k, and then we'll be reanalyzing stuff and hope that somebody is still watching this channel when we are at 7.5k. That's basically what I'm hoping at. Other than that, as a trader, you should be really, I mean, if it does break down towards the 7.5k, obviously, as a trader, you should be very happy, rather than sad that Bitcoin went down so low. But as a a fan of the technology, as a fan of Bitcoin, obviously I'll be a little bit sad, a little piece of my heart will be breaking, but to be honest, yeah, I'm here to make money, not really for anything else. It's my job. So what are we looking at? Confirmation, meaning tomorrow do we close below the EMA 55 one more time? You know, I already believe that this is sort of like the nail in the coffin, but of course if we keep closing below the EMA 55, that will only make the other indicators, moving averages, moving towards the downside and breaking stronger towards the downside as well, right? This depth cross is going to becoming stronger the more the price is being pushed towards the downside. And that's basically it. Hope to see you again, same time, same place, tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8. Please like, share, comment, and whatever you want to do with this channel. Hope you're still around tomorrow as well on Sunday, and we'll be updating a little bit more macro stuff, macro projections for like long-term patterns, and of course follow up on the little short time stuff. Do we keep closing below the EMA 55? Yes or no? And then preparing ourselves for the beautiful weekly candle close on Monday. I think from Sunday to Monday, it's going to be a very long night. So tomorrow, most likely we'll be stashing up. I will be stashing up on coffee because it's going to be most likely a long and a short morning on that day, because yeah, a lot is at stake for me, because if I'm entering a swing position, that's going to be a substantial amount. That's not day trading, that's a swing position. So at if we break 8,893, Big Daddy is going to push in the Bitcoin, and see what happens after a month or something like that. But yeah, I think that we will have a bearish month next month if, once again, if the macro patterns are working out. All right, so yeah, happy to spend some time, another hour with you guys here today on this Saturday. Have a beautiful weekend, have a beautiful Saturday evening, or maybe morning or afternoon from wherever you're watching, and see you again tomorrow.